They waiting for you to fall, bro. They don't give a damn about you. And in their eyes, your girl is your weak spot because she showed her vulnerabilities. Don't do it. Take it from your boy Stephen A, because you know I'm rooting for you.
Unbelievable. Stephen A. Smith just went off on Travis Hunter, sparking a storm that has fans, analysts, and even NFL legends chiming in. And this time, it is not just about football. It is about money, scandal, loyalty, and whether one of the brightest young talents in the game is already walking a dangerous road. Be sure to like this video and subscribe, because this one is going to get intense. But here is the question you have to ask yourself. Is Travis Hunter's career being swallowed up by personal chaos before it even gets off the ground? Right in the middle of all the noise, Hunter himself jumped on live and delivered a statement that set social media ablaze. Staring directly into the camera, he stood by his wife Liana with a line that instantly went viral. "She brings value to me. She makes me money, and she makes her own money. So if you are going to call her a gold digger, then call me one too."
Laughs and calls me a fool to marry a gold digger. But I've had enough of what you say about Leanna. It's been almost 2 months since we got married, and yet I still hear people whispering she's only in it for the fame and money. If he didn't have money, she'd be long gone.
Some fans praised his words as loyalty. Others called it flat-out denial. But one thing is certain, that single sentence flipped the entire conversation on its head. And it did not stop there. It caught the attention of heavy hitters like Shannon Sharpe, who clapped back with a warning. When you overshare, you are basically inviting scrutiny.
Because a good friend of yours, his relationship is public, and people are beating him up about it. Travis.
Oh, yeah, I have been seeing that.
Shannon Sharpe put it bluntly. If you keep your relationship private, you do not have to deal with public judgment. Why even put that out there? He said. You are giving people a picture they never asked for. And that is exactly the tightrope Travis Hunter is walking. He is not only lining up against cornerbacks on Sundays, he is also fighting headlines, gossip blogs, and millions of fans dissecting every move he makes. Not long ago, Hunter was football's untouchable golden child. The Jacksonville Jaguars believed in him so much that they traded up to grab him with the second overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, giving away their 5th pick and a future first-rounder in 2026 just to seal the deal. Why? Because Hunter was no ordinary prospect. He was the kind of rare athlete people put in the same breath as Deion Sanders and Charles Woodson. A true two-way phenom who could excel as both a wide receiver and a cornerback. At only 22 years old, he had already claimed the Heisman Trophy, the first player to do it on both sides of the ball since 1997. But the dream start quickly got complicated. His preseason debut fell flat. 18 snaps, only 2 catches, 9 yards. Soon after, he went down with an upper body injury in practice, forcing him to miss the Jaguars' next game. Head coach Liam Cohen tried to downplay it, calling it a precaution. But whispers of doubt had already started. And here is the kicker. Before he even had the chance to truly showcase his NFL potential, the chaos outside the lines was already threatening to overshadow it. The money came fast, and so did the spotlight. Hunter signed a rookie contract worth 4 years, $46.65 million, with a jaw-dropping $30 million signing bonus. Overnight, he became a symbol of instant stardom. Luxury cars, sprawling mansions, high-end fashion, the works. But the moment that really grabbed attention, a $200,000 custom Mercedes Brabus he surprised Liana with at their wedding reception. The ultimate display of wealth and devotion. The spending only escalated in just a few months. Nearly $600,000 was gone, most of it tied directly to his relationship. At first, fans shrugged it off as rookie foolishness. But as the totals kept rising, financial experts began sounding alarms. With every luxury purchase, the questions grew louder. Was Hunter steering himself straight toward a financial collapse? That is when the attention shifted to Liana, and the quiet rumors turned into full-blown chatter to the outside world. Lynn appeared to be the polished new face of the Hunter brand, but those close to the situation could not overlook the danger signs. The pair tied the knot without a prenup, a choice many labeled reckless for a 22-year-old holding contracts worth tens of millions. Soon, viral scandals began piling up. Old videos resurfaced, clips of her in strip clubs, wild partying, and even speculation about her disinterest when Hunter won the Heisman. Almost overnight, her name became a favorite headline for gossip blogs. Corporate sponsors noticed too. Companies that once lined up to work with Hunter quietly started backing away. His image, once spotless, was now linked to controversy, and Liana's growing reputation was turning into a liability. When the checks began slowing down, Hunter stunned everyone with a statement that lit up social media. In a heated live stream, he stood firm in her defense, declaring she brings value to me, she makes me money, and she makes her own money. So if you want to call her a gold digger, then make sure you call me a gold digger too.
Everyone laughs and calls me a fool to marry a gold digger, but I've had enough of what you say about Leanna. It's been almost 2 months since we got married, and yet I still hear people whispering she's only in it for the fame and money. If he didn't have money, she'd be long gone.
For some, it was a strong moment, a rising star standing by his wife and shutting down the whispers. But to others, it came across as a young man ignoring glaring warning signs. That is when Shannon Sharpe weighed in with a blunt reality check. On his podcast Nightcap, Sharpe did not hold back, saying, "If you do not put your relationship online, you do not have to deal with everyone's opinions." His point was, clear Hunter had invited unnecessary scrutiny. This was no longer about gossip, it was about who controlled the story. Every word Hunter spoke was reshaping how fans, brands, and even his own team viewed him. Yet his defense of Leanna only raised more doubts about his judgment. Behind the scenes, insiders whispered that the Jaguars were already uneasy. Hunter's focus in practice had slipped, careless mistakes were showing up, and critics questioned whether personal drama was bleeding into his game. Then ESPN's Ryan Clark delivered a harsh assessment. He tore into the Jaguars' decision to trade up for Hunter, saying flatly that unless Hunter could dominate on both sides of the ball, the team had squandered precious assets. It was a stinging reminder that Hunter's career was not just about talent anymore, it was about proving that the chaos around him would not derail everything he had built.
Travis Hunter will be thrust into a world where that's the way preparing for the game works against people who are only doing that, who are just as talented as he is, trying to do both.
Some saw it as inspiring loyalty, while others thought it was blind ignorance. Either way, that one statement flipped the conversation. It even drew the attention of Shannon Sharpe, who issued a blunt warning. On his Nightcap podcast, Sharpe said, "Keep your relationship offline, and you won't have to worry about outside opinions." He stressed that oversharing invites problems. Suddenly, this was no longer about gossip, it was about shaping narratives. Every post and every defense shifted how fans, sponsors, and even teammates viewed Hunter. Yet, defending Liana only fueled more doubts about his judgment. Behind closed doors, sources whispered that the Jaguars were uneasy, his practices were sloppy, mistakes kept piling up, and critics started linking his personal chaos to his performance. Then, ESPN's Ryan Clark weighed in harshly, blasting the Jaguars for trading up. He said if Hunter could not succeed on both offense and defense, the franchise had thrown away valuable assets. Ryan Clark's warning set the tone. If he cannot handle both sides of the game, then the pick was a waste, he argued. But not everyone agreed. Colorado legend Mike Pritchard defended Hunter, calling him a rare talent and even comparing him to Deion Sanders. Still, even he admitted, no one can sustain playing both sides of the ball at the NFL level for long. That split the debate wide open. Was Hunter about to redefine football, or was he being set up to crash under unrealistic hype? Meanwhile, his personal life began unraveling into its own high-stakes drama. Reports exposed cracks in the love story timeline. Leanna revealed she ignored his DMs back in 2020, only to suddenly take interest once his star began rising. By early 2022, the relationship was official online, and lavish gifts were rolling out. To critics, it looked opportunistic. To others, it was romance. Either way, the optics turned messy. Then divorce rumors surfaced. Without a prenup, Hunter stood to lose nearly half his wealth from contracts and bonuses to future earnings. The risk was not just emotional, it was financially devastating. That is when Stephen A. Smith dropped his hardest critique yet. On air, Stephen A. tore into Hunter's decisions, calling them reckless and immature. He said this stage of his life should be all about protecting his career, his money, and his future, not burning through cash and gambling it all on a fragile relationship. He painted it not just as a financial blunder, but as a deeper personal weakness. Because money can always be earned again, but reckless habits can ruin a career. The real question became whether Hunter would hear the warning before it was too late. And that brings us here, a once-in-a-generation athlete with the tools to become a legend, already sitting on millions before turning 23. But surrounded by turmoil that threatens to derail everything, his journey is no longer just about touchdowns or contracts. It is about loyalty, choices, and the crushing cost of fame in a world where athletes live under constant surveillance. The real cliffhanger now, can Travis Hunter seize back control and prove everyone wrong? Or has the damage already sealed his fate? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. And subscribe for more stories like this. Until next time, peace out.